I mean, I've been watching football for 30-something years. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen.
We had the game he played in the Freeze Bowl in 1981.
Yes.
I woke up that morning, and the guy on my alarm clock, the clock radio comes on, and the guy goes, ladies and gentlemen, it's 11 below zero. Oh. The wind's blowing 35 miles an hour. Whatever you do, don't let your dog outside today. I'm in my rookie year out of the University of Florida. I'm thinking, this dog ain't going nowhere. But the great thing about that game was we're sitting there, and we come in the locker room to get dressed and everything. And I'm looking at my whole team's crowded around like this big box. And I'm like, what the heck? But whatever it is, I'm getting mine too, right? You know, if it's free, it's for me. And so I go over there, and I'm looking, and I look down in this box, and it's like 50 pairs of Hanes queen-size pantyhose. Now, I'm going to tell you what. You have not lived until you've seen an offensive lineman trying to wiggle into a pair of Hanes queen-size pantyhose. These dudes walked around. All of them were comparing their backside. They're looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh, this is out of control.
That's funny. That's good. Anthony Munoz was probably doing that, right? No, was he there then at that point? He was there.
He was, yeah.
Now, the second team, I thought you guys were going to – Stanford Jennings, touchdown.
Yeah.
You guys are ready to win. And then Montana to Taylor. We know the whole thing. Sam Weiss has become a great friend of mine over the years. I love Sam. But the transition from Boomer – from Kenny Anderson to Boomer, from Pete Johnson to Ickey Woods, that in 5 years you guys went from a Super Bowl team to a completely different Super Bowl team. That had to be fun going through that, right?
Yeah, well, when Boomer came in, it was like going from everything was low and away and perfectly thrown where you wouldn't get hit to the kamikaze quarterback, Boomer Esiason, and everything was 5 feet over your head.
Yeah.
And the first game that he played in, he came in and he threw me 17 passes the first game. All of them up high. I got flipped 3 times. So the next morning, you ever see North Dallas 40, the movie?
Of course.
Right. So the scene where the opening scene where the wide receiver is getting out of bed after one of these games, and he's peeling the sheets off of his turf burns, and just staggers to the bathroom, and he walks in. Well, that morning after that game, I really could not get out of bed, and the doorbell rings. Like, oh, criminy. So I, just crawl to the front door, and I'm looking there, and there's this girl. I open the door, and this girl's there, and she goes, Boomer sent me for you. I was like, honey, I said, I appreciate it, but I'm too sore for even that. And she goes, no, I'm a masseuse. I was like, well, get in here then. What's the matter with you?
Oh, you see, you're watching too many Gordon Gekko movies.
I had no idea what this whole thing was all about.
Funny.
But I loved him. Boomer's one of the greatest guys of all time.
No, not really, but that's okay.
No, he's not. I thought I'd lie.
So what about this game coming up? Because talking about the great quarterbacks, Chris, you could appreciate great quarterback play. Chris Collinsworth, NBC, CBS, I don't know what else.
All of it.
All of it. Peyton Manning, people are already putting him number 1. Some were saying he's got to win another, become only the 11th quarterback to win an elusive second Super Bowl to get to the Montana Elway Unitas category. Some have put him there already. How about you? You have him there already? You have to win another one.
4 MVPs speaks for itself a little bit, but I think Peyton is in the conversation. But I still think there's a conversation. It's hard for me to take away Joe Montana, who owns 2 of my Super Bowl rings.
Right.
And, Terry Bradshaw with 4 and, Elway and some of these guys. But I think 4 MVPs and 2 Super Bowl titles and 2-0 in Super Bowls is a little different place than 1-1
Agreed.
In Super Bowls and 4 MVPs.
Agreed. About 60 seconds. I know you got to run. What is Drew Brees have to gain besides the obvious? Now a nice statistical quarterback between San Diego and New Orleans has won a championship, but in the hierarchy of greats, what does Drew Brees gain on Sunday?
Drew Brees then moves into a class of quarterbacks that is not just statistically driven.
Right.
It is a class of a championship quarterback.
Although someone, Jeff Hostetler, Brad Johnson, and Trent Dilfer are in that class.
Yeah, but Brees has the statistics that puts him with the elite level guys. What he doesn't have is the championship, and you've got to have both. This begins to put him in a little bit of the conversation with some of the top guys if he were to win.
It is great to see you, and I'm very happy for your success. Congratulations on the Pat Summerall Award.
Thank you,
You
sir.
and Al